Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Rao coming to you like a daily basis. Hopefully, you are all doing well. Uh, this is the evening. I was just coming from a couple of meetings on the clubhouse and also privately. It's a good time for me to unwind, relax, and chat with my friends. That's why I came up. As usual, we are talking about burnout of the doctors and nurses and other people, and how I kind of developed the program to handle that by really developing inner resilience with some exercises, breathing, and meditations, which I believe is very important for us to really deal with this more and more information loaded, more and more artificial environment that we are living in, and we are not being close to the nature. All these are healing things that we have in our lives that we can rekindle and revisit and be really one with the nature and having a relationship with the nature. That's really very important. I did a series on forest bathing. I would refer people to really look at those videos if you are interested. In there, we kind of bring out the fact that trees are very healthy for us in so many ways that we don't realize. Everybody knows about the oxygen, but they don't know about some of the chemicals that are released by the trees are very good for our immune system. You know, that is science. It's not even ancient wisdom and all that. But ancients knew how to live closely with nature, and that went on for decades and decades until up until we got the technology. There's nothing wrong with the technology, but how we use it and how also we kind of try to um, get back to our natural human selves, right? That's what I'm talking about. Many people I see, they may not be gardeners, they may not be anybody like a farmer, but they have good relationship with the nature. Uh, so that means you are aware of what's going on around you naturally, like I am when I go into in the car. I always draw attention to the nature around us, to my family. I point out the flowers, I point out the greenery, I point out whatever that is very appealing around us. Okay, that's all the abundance that we are missing if you get stuck in your thought and you don't really get in touch with the abundance and the beauty around you in the form of nature. You know, if you just go to a deep woods or forest preserves like I used to do in Chicago. I was alone at the time, but I used to take walks by myself. And even in the winter, winter I used to bundle up and then go into and there's a different beauty with the snow and the ice and all that. And the authorities maintain the forest preserves much better. They really cleared the snow and made it walkable, right? So it is very bitter cold, but then we are dressed in the layers, and then I enjoyed walking in the woods, and there's some beauty there. There's silence there. If you can really tune into the science around you, sides around you, and then don't want to make a comment or judgment, but just be with that. You know, I used to read Krishnamurti, and he was very descriptive. He used to walk, and then he used to bring it back like, oh, the guy has taken a movie. He didn't need any of that. The detail was fabulous, you know. So that influenced me. Then I started to have a relationship with the nature around me, and that grew. And then later on, it never left, you know. And then I came to understand how the ancients, aborigines, or Indians here, all those people have always have a, Indians in America, you know, not the present India Indians, but then we call them Red Indians in India. So they used to have a wonderful relationship with the nature. One story I studied was there was this massive Arctic-like atmosphere in some of the areas where it's all snow, and they knew each part of the snow pile and the snow houses, everything that they did, they were so close to it. You know, that kind of association with the nature is where we're losing it, because we have so many indoor entertainment, so much of really digital based occupations we have. Nothing wrong with it, but I think there's a loss of losing the touch with the nature. That is wrong. Okay, but if you can really understand that is readily available, ever new, changing, and also each season, if you're in the season like I am in the seasons changing area, like Iowa, right? We have snow, but we have also greenery in the summer, and also the fall leaves and all that, right? I enjoy each season in that sense, you know. So nature can reveal its beauty and abundance if only we are tuned into it. By tuning into the nature, you heal your inner self. Otherwise, you are having this mind always going, always working, and that doesn't give you any relief. And nowadays, we are seeing the consequence of it, because people are stressed out, anxious, and they have a quick temper lost, and then also they are burned out ultimately. So having the relationship with the nature on a daily basis, I think it's very, very good, you know, in that sense. Okay. So uh, what I'm talking about is continuous basis. Find out how are you relating to the nature. What is your count of seeing the sunrise? What's the count of seeing the sunsets, you know, or taking a walk in a garden, or going to places where the rivers are flowing. We are blessed with the here Mississippi River. It is just part of Mississippi our town has, right? And then also we can have walks, paths, we can walk on them, bicycle them, and also we have this change of seasons. Right now it's all green because this is the best season for that, so we can enjoy that greenery. Right from when the buds of leaves come on to the time when they change color and they are, I always have a look at them every time I go out. Right, that's a wonderful abundance we have, the beauty of it, you know. But if you are occupied uh, with your own thoughts and all that, you will be like that. You will be occupied all the time, you know. So if you can really develop that relationship, that is going to be very, very uh, nurturing to you. Really gives you that break from this cyclical thought, I call it, like thinking the same thing again and again. That is kind of destructive to our mental health, you know, that is there too. So just to develop that relationship with nature, my friend has come. I think she is like that now. She watches the sunsets and sunshine and all that. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Dr. Ram, can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. Can hear you. So these days I'm having this problem too. People are not able to hear me. I have to come back again, you know. Uh, so I was talking about associating with the nature, the true nature. I was mentioning your name and you came in. I was telling my friend watches the sunsets and all that. you know, um, that's a wonderful thing, right? Every day you have that abundance of sunshine and sunset that you can watch. It's very, very wonderful for you. I think Sanya is having problems with the Clubhouse app too. Yeah, there she is now. Um, can you hear me, Sanya? I wonder she can hear me though. Sanya, can you hear me? Yeah. Sanya, can you hear me now? Yeah, probably. Anyway, she is having some problems with the Clubhouse. She is here, but she is not able to talk. Anyway, that nurturing relationship with the nature is more hard for us now because we are lost in our head. We think of our own uh, Wall Street news or digital news or the things that we want to sell, whatever. They are not crimes or anything. They just are taking away from our natural association with our nature, and that's not good for our stress. That's my main. So go in the middle of the day, just to go and walk around the beautiful gardens that some people may have, or just go and lie under the tree. All those things, simple things, really help you to break the cycle of information-based constant thinking, cyclical thinking, worry, tension, and all that. Especially if you are a person who is really go, get going and get things done, really achieve a lot of things. Is the kind of passion and drive is that needed, or is that really good for us? Or that is the question. Here, I kind of followed Swami Vivekananda's pointing out that when you become very passionate and emotional about things, you secrete so much of stress hormones, then you will be subjecting yourself to harm by the secretion of the stress hormone. Versus if you don't have that, okay, if you don't have that, but you are intensely interested in getting the results, not for your sake, but for the excellence sake, then you will be working at the highest level, but without burning yourself. So it's very intricate, tricky thing I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is you can be very involved, very intense with whatever you are doing, but without the tension. Otherwise, it produces. So a lot of youngsters nowadays, they have this tension, they have this anxiety whether they will succeed or not. You know, and that could impair your performance a little bit more than suppose you are relaxed and then you let it flow. That flow state is very, very healthy. It's a very important thing to understand. Once you understand that, you will be doing stuff, but being in the flow, but not pressured by authorities or your own impulses, your own ways of saying that you have to do this within this time. So actually, when you are in flow, when you don't have this kind of stress, your focus will be better, and your performance productivity is much better. Okay. So you are, because you are focusing all your energy on what you need to do. So that is the flow state that you could do. Talking about the flow state, one of the books that I recommend is titled Flow. In that is a German author, not German, he's a Russian author, but in Russia, but he's brought up in West, and then he wrote the English books, right? This Flow book, he talks about of all the uh, books I read about attention, concentration, flow, focus on all these matters, I found the Patanjali Yoga Sutras is the very, very good one. Okay, so he endorsed Patanjali Yoga Sutras. In that you get 8 steps The first 5 steps outwardly, last 3 steps inwardly we do. First 2 steps are like how we are ethical and moral, and then we work on our body and breath and also our senses. And then last three are like you focus, you concentrate, and then you really be one thought and go beyond that thought and submerge yourself into that focused state. It's a big process. I've just put only one sentence that, but then actually, if you want to understand the whole book, it takes several people, you know. But in this one is really good. Okay, my friend Janet is here. Hi, Janet, come on up.
Hi, Dr. Rao. I'm just gonna listen.
Yeah, I just, yeah, I
Thank you
think.
for letting me talk so much yesterday.
No. You're always a pleasure. Okay, Janet, I was just talking when you are working with something, actually started with our relationship with the nature. How much are we related with what is around us, with the trees, with the grass, with the sunshine, with the moonlight, all that, right? When you look at that, if you start to take a look at that, then you will realize how healing that is. And I'm sure you know about what I'm talking about, having an association. So I was just telling them about how it started in Chicago back in 1985 when I started to develop the relationship with the nature. I used to go and take walks even in the winter in the forest preserves that they have. They used to keep them very well. That's when I developed it, and to this day, that never stopped, no matter what my life stage was. Right? That's a boon and abundance for us. In that process, I said we can also develop this flow state. I say general conclusion is if you are passionate, if you are really work yourself inside, then you're going to be very much focused with your health. That is kind of debated because in ancient wisdom, some Swamis I was quoting, they taught me how to be on a job with full focus, having any emotional or reactive inside. That means I'm not anxious, I'm not depressed, I'm not, but I'm going to work in any job I take with flow. That can be taught, and that is like a big energy saving for anybody, because we are told that we have to be really emotional, really pushing yourself, whipping yourself, and then you will get to flow state. But actually it's not so. It is more like a the more relaxed, the more intense you are, and the less tension you have, the better it is for you. Hi, Angela. Welcome. Hi, Ash. How are you?
Hey.
Yeah. So I'm just talking about the flow state, Angela. Suppose you are gardening. Angela is a gardener, suppose you are gardening and you are planting a tree, right? And then planting the tree with a lot of love, lot of attention. And it doesn't seem like work for you because you are loving to do that. You are nurturing a life in the form of the plant, right? So that's why gardeners have a very beautiful souls, because they are nurturing, really preserving the life, and really enjoying the life in the form of the plants and all that. It's a beautiful thing. In ancient India, for example, the princes of the kings, they were sent to a gardener to grow up with, because the gardener teaches them how to nurture any life, right? You can nurture your own people like that. So that kind of fatherly, that kind of nurturing spirit was cultivated because they were sent to the garden. So the same thing with, for example, you are doing something, but then that is not just for your needs, but you are doing it because you have so much love for the other people or other thing, that you are nurturing the plants or anything like that. So suppose Janet is a nurse, and then I think she is kind of not in the active nursing like before, if I'm not mistaken, but then still she is in her blood and everything. She is a nurse. a nurse, why did she get the Nightingale of nurses? Because these nurses are, they have the motherly instinct comes out with some of the patients, and then they really care for the patient. They really love to do any service for them, and they do. A lot of them I saw they do. So that is a kind of a nurturing spirit I'm talking about, right, Janet? Am I correct?
Oh, absolutely. And, we're humans. So we would all be touched if we got a patient that was the age of us
Yeah.
as nurses. And we would be very emotional. And, as we got older as nurses,
Yeah.
when we had patients come in that were the ages of our children, our young adult children, we would
Yeah.
be very emotional. And that nature is so important.
Yeah.
It's so important. Every day when I worked in intensive care, and even now, because I review, I have a teaching hospital. I have VCU as my hospital that I review, so you can imagine all the things I read about.
Yeah.
And I can see myself doing it. I can read it. When I see problems happening, I'm like, oh man, that's so sad.
Yeah.
But I was telling my husband, it's so important to me that we live somewhere that's beautiful outside. So, a nice porch, a patio. Sometimes I even took a membership to the botanical gardens so I could enjoy beautiful nature. Like you have to be a millionaire to keep your home as beautiful as they do the botanicals.
Yeah.
So thank you. I'm gonna just listen though, because I really want to hear your insight. So thanks for letting me have this be in this room.
See, I'm not against the technology. People mistake that, But what I'm saying is, don't succumb to the ill effects of the excessive use of technology all the time. That's all I'm saying. That is real because people are getting less focused because of the technological concentration on few seconds only, and people are developing insomnia because they are too overloaded with information, and people are not developing the relationship skills, conversation skills that they need to develop when you interact with people. When you interact like a dance, so they say something, you say something, and you interact. There's something beautiful about that, and that is being missed because people are chatting with each other. Even on the same sofa, they're sitting, they're chatting with each other, so that's real with the kids especially. So all that is excessively happening because we don't take the nature breaks. We have to get out and then really walk around and all. But let's talk to Angela. Angela, you are a gardener, and how validating this is for you when I talk about nature like that.
It's beautiful. You could keep talking.
Yeah, I know how she feels because we talked a lot about gardening several times. Angela comes to the rooms, and
Can you hear me, Dr. Ram?
yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. You want to say about your experience with the sunsets or sunrises that you do, and Sanya?
Oh yeah, I still do because summer is the best for me to go and every day you just go there,
Yeah.
just look at and like without working on the emotions part, right?
Yeah.
We're just like looking without having opinions or feelings and stuff like that, right? Just looking the way it is, right?
Just be. That's it. Just be with the nature. You are part of the nature actually.
Yeah.
So the moment we kind of bring in our intellect and all the conversations, then we separate ourselves a little bit. But buried in the nature for a while is so important for us in this age, and because otherwise we are always in the head. That is the problem. The burnout people that I get, I usually say they were spending most of the time from the morning till evening in information. in allowing their mind work on that. And one is done, this other one. Some people consider even sleeping is a waste of time. Oh, so many hours I'm sleeping, I should be sleeping less, then I can save more time, I can do more productive and all that. But meanwhile, they are getting lost on their health, on their mental health especially, and then leading to these depressions, anxieties, overwhelm, stress, and burnout and all that. I do not want to see so much because I don't lose my joyful inner feeling that is always there. But I feel kind of bad and then very kind of compassionate for the things that they are going through. Some doctors, they go through problems with the partners because they are so occupied with the EMRs and then documenting, and they're not able to sleep and not able to converse, not able to be empathetic to the partner because they are really don't feel all of that anymore because they are worried about what is going on inside their head, you know. So that was serious cases. Then once I tell them, just leave everything, just laugh with me for a while. It's called laughter yoga. You know, I don't think, Sanya, we did that in the wellness club. I should show you one day. You know, that is very, very. What happens is with the laughter, you just start initiating the laughter without any particular joke or particular humorous dialogue, nothing like that. What happens with that motion is your emotion is also kind of takes over, right? And so after a few minutes of just laughing aloud, and then laughter usually suspends the thinking too. So as you are doing it, you relax a lot and you enjoy a lot, and then really good hormones are secreted versus the stress hormones. So actually, I kind of wrote a small article on this because it is important for a lot of people. So you can see that there are a couple here that they do the laughter yoga, and there are other people also. The other day, Rashnak, I think, her room was doing this. Then I told them how this laughter yoga was developed. It's a very recent phenomenon, 1990s, I think. One Maharashtrian in India, he developed that, and then people took it over, and then they were having instant benefits because of that. You know, so that kind of breaking that cyclical thought and making the thought more conscious than unconscious thought is very, very beneficial. Have you heard about that, Janet? Laughter yoga? And,
I'm sorry. I haven't heard about that, but that's probably fun.
yeah, it is fun.
We do a lot of humor. Yeah. When I was working in intensive care, we would do a lot of humor. Yeah. And laughter is, we heard laughter is the best medicine. Yeah. Not laughing at anything inappropriate. Yeah. We honor our patients with just, general things that may happen. Laughing about our families, rejoicing, because we know that work environment can lead to sadness as it does because, the outcomes sometimes are not positive.
Yeah. No, it's a deliberate thing that you can do this tomorrow. What you do is get up in the morning, go and face a mirror, and just start laughing loudly. Okay, nobody's saying you anything. So just laugh loudly and see after a couple of minutes how you respond to the inner emotion that is generated by this laughter emotion, and you will discover for yourself. You are not thinking anything. You are saying, "Oh, this is funny." That is nothing. You are just resting the mind, and then this motion of laughter creates the emotion, which is very positive. Sanya, you also try it, and then let me know. Angela, you also let me know how you guys feel.
Yeah, I did a couple courses in laughter yoga. It's very good.
Yeah. Yeah, you should try that. It's no money costs you, and then also it puts you in a very good mood to start the day. Enjoy, right? If you do it with the people, that's much more because you can go through the streets of Bombay sometimes, and then you'll see groups of people doing this. You look at it crazy. What are these guys laughing about? Big one. And but they don't care about anybody. They just go through the exercise like, and then they feel much better. Other thing is, it purgates all the negativity you have about your life, your other things, and all that. And later on, you may look at the problems with a different perspective. Okay, so there are so many things I can talk about, but I wish I can locate that article that I wrote on laughter yoga, and then gave it to Rashnak people in that room. You know. So this is a very good thing too. That's also important to stop your thinking a little bit. Every time you laugh and all that, at least for the brief moment, that one is goes down. Okay. Anything else you want to report in terms of nature, our association, and in terms of this resting the thought, improving ourselves that way? Anything, Sanya, Janet?
Like as you like in terms of can you go through the rhythm of the breathing and stuff like that when you were doing that in terms of like a
Yeah.
paying attention?
Actually, you take a deep breath, and then when you're breathing out, you laugh it out. It's as simple as that. So just be natural. Just take a deep breath and ha 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 ha. You start like that. It sounds silly, but then still that is very very useful to breathe it out. Uh, and that breathing out is very very good in the sense. There is a I will tell you other two, three deep breaths. I think you know about them, Sanya, but ah, ma. So what it is actually scientifically the effect of this is if you take a deep breath and say ah as you breathe out, right? And the second sound is deep breath as you breathe out, and the third one is take a deep in and breathe out. Ma. See, these three affects the three areas. When you say ah, it is on the abdominal is the liver and the kidneys. They are affected by that. When you do the O, it is the diaphragm that affected by that, and then it's ma is of the throat, your speech and everything is affected there. So doing this particular exercise every day for 15 to 30 minutes is immensely beneficial. I do them, that's why I have a lot of energy, I think, because of these breathing exercises. I showed the Sanya because when she comes to Wellness Club, I made her do them, and she enjoyed them, I think. But then you got, yeah, you got to incorporate them in our daily life. So I kind of say take a break of 1 minute every hour, do the breathing, deep breathing. People underestimate the benefit of it if you do it continuously. So there are deeper things I can tell about energy boosters. There are different breathing exercises that can really boost our energy. But main important thing there is at that time you will not be thinking too much of it. See, at the time when it's happening, you are really spending the thought. That is the benefit of it. And then you go back to whatever thing is it. But this kind of continuous thinking, not giving a break, is not helpful at all. But if you think when you need to think, that's very good. That's clarity is there. And then you should be having the ability to shut it down. Hi, Chris. How are you? Yes, I'm today. So that is something that you want to understand is very important to have that. So it's a question of how much you develop your relationship with the nature, and how since you part of your nature is keeping quiet. Just shut up and be quiet. That's what it is. If you can do it a few minutes a day, or before starting work, or middle of the work, and then in the evening, if you take breaks, I think that's immensely, beneficial to you in so many ways. And I taught you this breathing thing. Janet, try that one time and to see how you feel. That inner resilience we were talking about, that is much better when you do this. At least you cannot do 15 minutes in the beginning. You may be able to do a couple of minutes. That's okay. It's like a muscle. You cannot carry big weight on the muscle, right? So you have to improve your weight slowly, gradually. Like that, breathing also, you cannot have the reserve volume high in the beginning. So you will only breathe out as much as your reserve volume allows you. And that takes some training. If you do it all of a sudden too much, then you will harm yourself. So be careful, do it very, very slowly, and then slowly increase accordingly. You will feel that the capacity is increasing, I can do more. So some people will pray long, but if you listen to the yoga masters, they have a prolonged breathing, which is they gained with the years of practice. So we should not copy and imitate them. We should do according to our body's capacity. That's very, very important. Okay.
Yeah, I also love the, when you said that between client session that you,
Yeah.
that moment, is that the same kind of practice?
Yeah. See, it's how much what you practice depends on your capacity, but you got to make a regular effort. You know, then only you will be able to develop that. So you should not do all of a sudden so much and then take a break once a week. No, you do every day at least sometime. It could be 1 minute, 2 minutes, and later on increase to 5 minutes. And actually, there are two kind of pranayamas. If you do them 15 minutes every day, they are immensely beneficial. Not only they kind of help you with the oxygenation as a whole, but also with the relaxation, parasympathetic system stimulation, and also this flow state that you may have from that. So especially if you are doing the clients, Sanya, if like a two heady session, a very scholarly, very deep intellectual discussion, I would definitely say after that is done, take a few minutes break and just take deep breath without thinking anything, without anguishing anything. Just take deep breath and see how you feel. You don't have to take a pill or anything. Just you are using your natural physiological phenomenon of breathing consciously. That is the thing with the breathing. You can be unconscious and it will go on, or you can be conscious. So conscious breathing is recommended. So do that as many times as you possibly. It doesn't have to be too many times, but if you come back to the present moment awareness, that's enough. Maybe 4 or 5 breaths, Sanya. To do that, and then you will, because you have been doing so much long with me, you may get the benefit much longer, much shorter, much easier for you. Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah. Sanya found it queer in the beginning because I was not doing an entertaining talk like this. I'm not talking either. I told her, no, we're going to be quiet. We're going to be aware. We're going to just do this. Do it with me. And to her credit, she did keep up with it, and she did with me, not demanding conversation. Then she was asking me, was expecting me to do some things, like talking at the end and all. But I said, no, first you have to ask me a question, then only I'll talk. And that was also important because in a general sense like this, I can talk and I can answer the people's questions. But then, if you really want to learn anything, you start by questioning. Once you do that, okay. Chris, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm sitting here just listening to all the good shares you're doing about, I guess, meditating and
Yeah,
breathing. You shared some good stuff about getting back to nature.
yeah,
We have to slow down sometime, and do those things. Everybody living in such a fast pace. We have to
exactly.
take time for ourselves so we can enjoy our life. I love your shares.
You see, if I allow myself with my MD degree, with my master's in informatics, with my knowledge in the yoga, I will be occupied with thinking all the time. My saving grace is I take more breaks from the thinking than I'm thinking, if that makes sense. So I spend more time in silence than talking. So suppose I go to Sania's room and she's the hosting and she's talking and all that. I will listen to her, keep myself quiet, and then I may take some points, and after that I may leave. Not necessarily I have to talk to in every room, right? So that helps me too. But if I have something valuable, I would definitely talk, but not for business and all that. That's my personal thing, though. Yeah. So, anybody else want to? I see Kaz, Yoga, Low Tech, and Pinchu, and all that. Some people are not coming up when I send invite. There is no response. I think.
Doctor, are you in India now?
No, I'm in the US. I'm in Iowa.
In Iowa?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have been here since 1981.
Do you do consultations over the phone? Do you do work with out of state patients?
Yeah. I do around the world. People call me from around the world. So I have to invite.
So what do you do? Get on a Zoom call or something?
Yeah, it's always Zoom because I can see them and can talk to them. It feels more like a people, right? So I have Zoom from the beginning, actually, and I use it quite often. Also do some webinars, and then people are invited. I'm trying to get yoga up, but when I invite him, he's not able to come. I have invited you, yoga, but I don't know why it's not working. He raised his hand, so I was inviting him, but it is not working for him. I don't know. I know him. I see him in other rooms too. So he named himself Yoga, so that's nice. So Chris, what else is going on with you?
Hey, I'm just working hard. Wellness is not an easy business. Real estate. Getting people convinced, that they can take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Here in the South, people are really into fast food and medication very strong.
Yeah.
We had a Whole Foods grocery store. They opened up here. They stayed open about 3 years.
Yeah.
And they closed down. They closed down after 3 years. People just wasn't buying enough product for them to keep 30,000 square foot open.
Exactly.
But people here mindset are a little different than the West Coast and Florida, California. People are more open-minded to wellness. Here you have to do a lot of education to get people to change.
Yeah. I think that's what is happening because we trained people like we have a magic bullet for everything. And more importantly, we didn't train them just by doing simple things like diet, exercise, which we all talk about all the time. That is glamorous for them to take a pill rather than just be on their diet and follow that, and they get into the social situations where they're pressured by other people eating all that, and also people are frowned upon if they're eating vegetarian. How many people my administration all that who are my friends, but they are making fun of me. Oh, Dr. Rao eats grass. My friends also made fun of me. But then later on, I realized what I was talking about, and I was able to introduce some menus in my cafeteria, hospital cafeteria, so that all the patients and other people also have benefited because of that. So I showed him papers that were published because of this, how much cancer is reduced and all that, way back in 80s and 90s. So they were able to change a couple of menu changes because of that. When I first came in, Chris, there was nothing like a vegetarian anywhere. I had to struggle for it, But later on, things happened up. Even in McDonald's, if you go there, there's a salad, and there's a couple of things that they put it there for you, vegetarian, Before they would never understand what is a veggie burger. Without that meat, they thought it's nothing. So only we have to take at least that, right? On the travel, there's nothing there. We had to go in there and get that. That's the only thing we used to take it at the time. But it has changed a lot, though. From then, now we can get completely organically, really, really good thing now.
Hey, one of the major hospitals hospitals here, they put a Chick-fil-A restaurant inside, and some physician group out of California, out of New York or California, Washington D.C., they was opposed to that, and they put up a lot of billboards around town negative about Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
They got a woman laying in a bed and say about the person can't get healed with that type of food, and they were trying to fight the hospital with that and take that Chick-fil-A out of there.
Yeah. You see, it's always like that because the hospitals have become more like business places. Health has become commodity. They want to make more revenue on that. So anything they see that is going to reduce the hospital visits or operations, anything like that, they feel like they are being robbed. That's why they never agree. And also the food industry, restaurant industry, and all the sodas industry, they are all very powerful lobbies. So if somebody wants to change something, they come and attack. So the best thing would be approach people directly and then increase the awareness. Yeah, Yoga, finally you're able to come. How are you?
No, because I try to catch you in different groups actually. But I don't actually chase you. Because you are a very busy person. You are a very busy person, right? So wherever you go, it's okay. In that group, you are the speaker and all. But today, I'm trying to ask you, for example, like I'm also a counselor, right? I'm a counselor. Counseling means like I'm talking to the people about their business, what they want to be in their life, or whatever. Today, it's becoming the biggest problem in the life that people don't know what they want to be. So we start from 20, age 20. So like people have basically the age 20 and 21, 20, 23.
Yeah.
And if he is in India or wherever he is staying, तो मैं हिंदी में बात कर सकता हूँ कि भाई हिंदी में मतलब हम इनको क्या कहें. तो भाई बेसिकली मेरे पास अभी I have a 10 to 12 client of mine. I'm consulting them in Hindi, and I'm telling them that please don't get drive away from the consultancy online or the YouTube and all. So I want to ask you, Dr. Rao, that how can a person build his own? He is staying in abroad, and then today we are actually on this group. For example, today I'm on this group with you. You are there. There is Dharani also there, for example, and then there is Sonia also. I always get all these people from the Bombay also, Delhi also. What happens actually? I am actually very, very honest and so I actually tell them like I'm a very blunt person. So the people don't like to hear the blunt statement. So tell me, for example, what is your experience?
I will tell you my style, how I deal with my patients and the friends who come to me.
How you deal with your patients and then how they listen to you. Because otherwise, क्या होता है अभी कि people are not listening to you us actually right now.
Yeah, I got a question. Let me answer.
डॉक्टर राव, people क्या बोल रहे हैं? 2 साल से मैं आपका सुन रहा हूँ. Just somebody told me right now that last 2 years I'm listening to you. I didn't get any business. I didn't get any income. I said, sir, I didn't guarantee your income or something. I just told you that I'm just trying to get you away from your negativities of your life. I didn't guarantee your income or something. Income or business, this is a different thing, na, sir?
Yes. You want me to answer you or no?
Basically, we need to answer this to whole community.
I know. That's why let me answer it for you. Mute yourself for a while, please. I will talk about it. See, basically, people come there with a apprehensive attitude. That is fearful of what these people may say. They may say we are doing the right thing, we are doing the wrong thing, we are bad people, and all of that. So what it has to be conveyed is you are doing for their own good. That has to be conveyed in your actions, in your speech, and hidden, not telling them like that. And also, once they are feeling that this is all for my own self, and also we are patient with their change. They may not change all of a sudden because any habit takes so many years and so much of conditioning from the parents, culture, society, and all that. So, what it is it's what you feel about those people inside that comes out. If you feel like I'm the teacher, I'm going to give you this particular thing for you to really change, and then I am the superior, you are going to be receiving it, then people will be resistant to that automatically. But the moment they feel that you are a friend, you have love for them, and you have concern for them, then they will be more receptible to you. So it's not a question of them, it's a question of ourselves being what we are inside that comes through. So I have been here for 2 years on Clubhouse.
Right now, transform this. Very good actually. Yeah. You have just said this in the practical way.
Yeah.
For example, in the ground roots, if the person is the person who is expecting the solution, right? Correct.
More than solution, what they accept is they expect you to accept them for what they are, and then also friendly way to help them. If once they see that, they will be very cooperative with you.
No, I'm saying that, like, for example, we are sitting for exam for the CPSC, and then
that is different.
1,000 seats.
No. Exam is mechanical, but this is human beings we are dealing with. We cannot put them under examination. That's why never bring the. Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say, right?
I know, I understand, but what you need to get at is these are human beings.
Right now, you know what I'm trying to do actually. With your help, actually, I'm trying to say that you are actually telling the people that what is the best way to deal with the. For example, there are 1,000 vacancies, 12,000 vacancies. But imagine, sir, Guruji, I'm Guruji बोलते ना सब. Tell me, sir.
Yeah, but I'm not a Guruji or anything. I'm just.
We call our bestowed people and.
No, just call me Dr. Rao. That's good enough.
आप मुझे बताएं जिनका उम्र 80 साल हो गई है, 70 साल हो गई है, तो आप उनके सामने जाएंगे तो आप उनके पैर छूओगे ना.
Yeah, that's not the style we have here. Everybody is a friend to me. That's all. So they're not my disciples. They're not my students or anything.
बोल रहा हूँ कि मतलब वो तो मतलब यूपी बिहार महाराष्ट्र में चले जाते हैं.
Yeah.
अभी अगर मैं जाता हूँ तो मेरे पास अभी कम से कम 1900 लोगों का जॉब है. मैं उनको मैनेज करता हूँ. लेकिन मुझे प्रॉब्लम क्या हो रहा है कि ये जो बंदे हैं, ये जो लोग हैं, इनको कैसे उनको बताए कि भाई you are in the right hands. आप बताएं मुझे.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. First of all, you have to have love and affection for the people you are talking to, and also you are going to be there to help them along, and they have the intelligence to see that. Once they convinced about that, they will be your friend and they will be accepting that too, because I accepted them first. Say that is a basic thing. Respecting each human being, having the intelligence. And then are that, but
I don't, Dr. Rao, actually I don't want to waste your time in the a specific thing because you are a philosophical person where you can educate us.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You see, when I look at yoga, for example,
We don't want basically right now we are dealing with this scenario, but Dr. Bhav is giving some education to us, right?
no. How I look at people is, yoga, listen to me. How I look at people is, like Angela there, Dharani there, Chris there, yoga there. I look at the being part of the human being. That means your soul. So whatever is beyond that really doesn't matter to me. And that's why I accept everybody at that level where we are all one, you know. And once you have that attitude, like a Satchitananda perspective,
Satchitananda, yeah, exactly. That's
now if you look at that, then you don't analyze people, you don't judge people. You take them for what they are.
No. Don't tell this at this moment because at least please from.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just telling you how I do it. Okay, that's enough.
But at least right now the first 80% people are needing your help. Let them get employed. No?
It's not like that. They will need the help. They will come to the right person. But my thing is, what I do by myself is what is important. You know, I just come here and share. And if somebody gets it, they want to have that implemented. That's up to them. Okay, that's okay. We will stop there. Okay, it's already beyond 7 o'clock. I have an appointment at 7:10, I think. You know, so I will talk to you later again. Thanks, Angela. Thanks, Dharni. Thanks, Chris.
I'm not saying that basically. I'm just saying that if this person,
yeah,
80% is earning the money and then he's earning the salary.
Yeah. So, I have to go now, Yoga, because I have the other meeting coming up. I have to get ready. We'll talk some other time. I'll come here every day, right? Okay. Thank you, Chris.
I'm really sorry because you are just trying to wind up by everything.
No. It's 6 to 7 is the room, right? So I have appointments after that.
No, it's okay, sir. It's okay. Sir. Because in fact, I consider it as a priority in life. You are a very busy person, but sometimes it's like very important that I engage you. But I cannot engage you because I'm not your friend. So you can engage in others. I will.
I'm not good.
అందుకే పైకి అదంతా చెప్పేది రెండు తను ఏదో అంటే ఫ్రెండ్ ఎక్కేసాడు అది కాదు కదా.